We have merch for you at tpublic.com/PatrickBeattyReviews. Whether it be a sweatshirt, a Gaggle of Geeks shirt, whatever you want, check them out, and we will see you at the next review. Please be advised, Gaggle of Geeks contains strong opinions that may contain language unsuitable for young children. Now here are your hosts, Patrick Beatty and Chaz Campbell Evans.
Keep it change, you filthy animal.
Oh, what is up, my Gaggle of Geeks, and welcome to another episode where we're going to be talking about a bevy of things. Wandavision episode 7 just dropped, as well as the Mortal Kombat trailer. We missed talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. God, I wonder why. And we've got a new Supergirl. We've got so much to talk about today, so thank you so much for joining us. Chaz, how are you doing, my man?
You know, it's Friday. It's been a long week.
Jeez, that tone. Man, why are you up? Why are you up?
Because it's just been a long week. It
I'm
felt
gonna
like 2 weeks.
Stab you with steroids or something.
Dude, by the time Wednesday hit, it felt like 2020 all over again. Like, it felt like
What?
that whole year just like went by and ran from my eyes.
Well, Chaz,
Question?
why is that?
It's just been busy with work and just no sleep, and it's just been painstakingly. It's been painstaking to exist. That sounds really depressing.
Your backdrop looks very depressing. Like all of the plants are super dark and shady.
I know my lizard's asleep and it covers tanks.
And that
like,
stroke game you just got on that plant. Will you do that one more time for the? Oh my God. Yikes. Okay, so let's talk first. The most recent news. This is breaking news that we have a new Supergirl. Chaz, you got the article up. Tell us what happened.
We do have a new Supergirl. I'm not familiar with this actress, just so you know. Her name is Sasha. Is it Calais? I don't want to murder that, but yeah, she is the new Supergirl that's supposed to appear in the Flash movie that Andy Muschietti's directing. And there was a really cool video that was surfacing online about the time that he told her that she got the role. And I thought it was a very moving video.
Do you think that was pretty recent, that video? Or do you think he was like, now it's the time that corporate let me announce, so I have this video prepped and ready to go? It looked like a Zoom conversation.
It did look like a Zoom conversation, and here's the thing too. It got me wondering because like when you record a Zoom, the other person knows. Like, I mean, it shows it's recording, right?
Sure.
And I'm like wondering, well, do they record all their meetings? And that's why it was like nothing unusual.
Of course, because that's their audition, right? Because they're probably doing it all through Zoom.
Right. And so I'm thinking they probably sat on that and then released that. Because I mean, obviously it's edited too. With like the, what do you call it? The when it cuts to her and stuff. Like you could do that in Zoom, but like to do that as fast as they did, like
yeah.
Good luck.
And what he pulled up to kind of give the announcement to her was a Henry Cavill looking Superman suit. I don't know if it is his, and like, because honestly, that thing attaches to him so fucking tight that it looked like it was a small suit, but it very well could just have been his spandex and how it stretched out. I don't really know how that works, but we have her as the new Supergirl. Of course, the DC fan base was mixed about it as usual. Most everybody was like, yeah, but what about Man of Steel 2? But well, I'm so excited for her to be working alongside Henry Cavill, and like said it really loud and obnoxiously. And may I just say, number one, this is not for a Superman movie. This is for the Flash, right? That's a very distinct distinction that must be made because they're working in a multiverse. So whether she's actually a actual canonized Supergirl or not, or if she's going to be in like whatever the new version of the Justice League will be later on, we have no idea yet.
Right.
I think it's kind of strange that it automatically has to be lumped in with making sure that Henry Cavill gets his own film. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know there's
in the comics he's introduced with her and he's kind of the mentor. However, it seems like it's taking away the spotlight, you know?
Yeah, well, and this is news too because she's the first Latina woman to be Superwoman, which and she's the first non-blonde to be cast. I'm excited, man. I'm curious to see how it goes. And like in that video, because Andy's from Spain, I'm not sure where she's from necessarily, but they're speaking Spanish, which I thought was really cool too. You know, like there's this unique bond already. And I'm excited to see be brought to the big screen. So.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to see what they're doing with this movie. It's kind of like Spider-Man 3, where everybody's kind of trashing it, where they're like, oh, you know, I've also heard that the Flash is going to be in that movie too, because everybody else is already involved. It's like, is this even a Flash movie? Is this even a Spider-Man movie? But honestly, I just think that's a lot of people blowing smoke in people's butts. They don't know what they're planning on doing.
Right.
Days of Future Past worked, so shut up. You know,
yeah,
it's possible. It's doable. Your reservations are noted. Move along. I'm just tired of people being negative, Chaz. And I know my stories. I know the stories that I procure for you and that I cultivate for you do inspire negative thoughts in you.
Is this a nice transition to the next bit?
No, well, it's my threat. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm threatening you right now. If you have any issue with this next story, I will kill you.
Okay.
It's on record.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Fair enough. All right.
Yep.
Let's go to our next story, which is Paddington 3 is officially greenlit. Ah!
Dude, that's a song.
We did it.
That's a curveball.
We did it. We did it, people. Yeah. I'm stoked. Chaz, Paddington 3 is officially greenlit. It's not the same director. Now, if you want to be a little turd about this, you can be upset about the fact that it's not the same director. However, Paddington 1 and 2 are comparable to The Godfather 1 and 2.
I slept through Paddington 1 and 2. I have.
Oh my God. All right. Well, let's move. He's not. I've taken him out. He should have access to.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe I should be in a better mood when I watch them, because I wasn't in the best mood when I did watch them.
I think from now on, if we kick each other out, the only way we can go back is by yelling. You have to yell to get back out, and you always have to announce when you've kicked somebody off for the podcast listeners, because I bet we have some complaints about that. Just like cutting people off mid thing and not explaining what happened.
They're like, this is the shittiest editing.
I know, but go ahead. What were you saying about Paddington 3?
I was I'm frustrated now. I was saying that I need to watch it.
Whoops. Well, we did take him off that time.
Oh God. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say is I should have been in a better mood. So
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Paddington puts you in a good mood. So I'm questioning, were you paying much attention to it, Chaz? Like, could you give me kind of a plot for plot breakdown? Did you like Nicole Kidman? Oh my goodness!
I don't remember her being in it. I'm being honest.
Dude,
I thought
you haven't watched the movie. I'm not gonna count anything you say, because in my opinion, you haven't watched the movie. If you don't know that Nicole Kidman's a villain,
that's fair. That's fair. That's fine. So
she's like
I can't be negative.
times 50, which that's a piece of news that we actually don't have on here. Cruella's trailer came out this week as well. Did you get a chance to see that?
I did.
What were your thoughts?
I like it. I actually think
it.
It
live
looks
in a
fun.
Society where dogs can be dead and made into coats. I think that's what Cruella's voice is going to be.
You know, I had a hard time picturing exactly what they were going to do with Emma Stone, because I didn't picture her as a villainous character. But I thought the look they're going for, I thought was actually really cool and kind of dark. It was kind of like a Harley Quinn vibe to it.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people were comparing it to Harley Quinn, right?
Right. I'm okay with it, though. I mean, I think it will be kind of interesting.
Here's my thing. And maybe Disney can shed light on it later on, but I have so many questions about how they I guess censor or change up their older films, and how they're kind of adjusting that with these newer films, right? So as far as representation goes, as far as like trying to be more modern with how they're treating like female characters or diverse characters, or adding more diverse characters, they're doing all those things. And with previous films, they're going back and retroactively, if it's bad scene that clearly has outdated, ideas, they put a disclosure on it, or they just cut it out completely in some cases. My question is, what person said the dog killing movie? We don't need to change shit. Just put in the dog killing movie. Like, whoa, holy cow. I don't think anybody really is it just me that thinks it's a little crazy to be like, let's be very much like on the side of inclusivity in our dog killing film. Like, and we're Disney. Do you think they're going to try to make her a good person? Like she's just misunderstood and she throws him in the mill because she was, hurt at a party once or something?
I can see them going that way. But what's wrong with that though?
I think it's a little ironic or maybe hypocritical that they're particularly going with this storyline because of all of the stories that they could revamp. This is kind of the darkest one,
What's
this
wrong
is
with
like the most irredeemable character in my eyes. Like Cruella de Vil is if you really break her down as a character, is the most evil character of every Disney film.
Number one,
she just murders puppies and uses their fur. That's all she does.
But we never see her murder puppies on the screen. It could be just a myth. It could just be an urban legend.
Cruella could stop doing it, but like she just keeps killing puppies.
But we never see her do it. It's never confirmed.
And what's even doubly cruel with it is, do you know the thing that happened when 101 Dalmatians came out? What the public ended up doing after, because it was so popular, they started buying Dalmatians. How old I was? Everybody started buying Dalmatians. Dalmatians aren't very good house pets, and so most people, once they got Dalmatians, or I guess they are good house pets, but maybe a little more difficult to train in some cases, kind of like a husky maybe, they had to give up so many dogs and put down so many Dalmatians.
You know what?
Come on.
I was 2 years old when that movie came out, so
how dare you not go with any of my conspiracies?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like with the Joker, like Joaquin Phoenix, right? Yeah. He's. I wonder if they're going to shine the light on that in the same way, where like she's had issues and it's going to be presented throughout the whole movie, and just kind of explains why she is the way she is, kind of like how the Joker tried to do that. But I don't think that's bad. It's not making her redeemable. Because there's no redeemable part of the Joker at all.
No, there is, because he actually was abused and mentally like damaged as a kid.
So
like
why can't they?
He got head injuries and was chained to a radiator. Like that's pretty relatable shit.
Right. So like, what if they go that same,
but not justifiable in his actions?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what if they give that same not the same background, like that dark for her, but like they explain that. And
do you know the rating for this?
What?
Do you know the rating for this? Because it'd have to be PG-13 for it to do this correctly.
I'll say PG, dude.
No, if they're gonna do a Joker treatment on Cruella and they're gonna keep it PG, I don't see that happen.
Should we have a bet?
Interesting. You know what? Yeah. I will say that because it is a Disney villain and they're going to try to feel a little more edgier, it's going to be PG-13. And I will bet you a 4K Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing too.
Is that not an agreement? Did you just back out?
Oh no, I agree.
What will you get me?
I agree.
What will you get me? What if I win?
What do you want?
Okay, that's not fair. I had one ready to go and to give to you. Now you give me one. I get a cameo from Susie from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Susie and Jeff.
That's like a $600 cameo.
Oh fuck!
You know hers is $300.
I'll just get you Susie. Here's
we got to do our Oscar bets too. Everybody comment down below if you do want us to do some type of Oscar pool or like some type of Oscar race for when that comes out.
Hey, going back to my rating though, there's a movie that recently came out called The Witches that was really fucking dark and it was rated PG.
Okay, here's where I'm gonna base it off of. So let's look at Maleficent and see what it was rated. So Maleficent was rated PG. So look, you do have an opportunity to possibly beat me with this. However, I don't see it. I don't necessarily see it.
I understand that. I understand that.
Alan wants the Oscars race, so we will provide context and information to help you guys win your Oscar pool. And yeah, we're not experts at all. And if you lose money, I'm very sorry, but we will give you words that you will internalize.
One more thing: the original Dalmatians movie was rated G, so I don't see any reason to go PG-13.
That's a cartoon. Cartoons
right,
can get away with a lot of stuff.
That wasn't a cartoon. That was live action.
The first?
Yeah.
First 101 was a cartoon.
It has Glenn Close in it. Oh, I'm talking about
it was
live action.
It was animation first, and then they made the live action version.
Okay, but so the live action one is G still.
Gotcha. So I think there's going to be some PG-13. When was the last PG-13? Let's see.
Disney movie? It's going to be like what, last week? Some Marvel film?
Oh, yeah. I suppose that's true. Let's see. Mulan was PG-13. That's strong female character.
But was that G or PG cartoon?
Oh, it was totally a PG cartoon. There's no way it was a PG-13. Like G. I said, animation could get away with a lot more.
So that one was G, but that one had live action anyway.
Maybe Mulan is PG. Let's see. I was looking at a separate thing. I might be wrong on this. I got to make sure I'm right. PG-13. Nope, it was PG-13. Okay, so look, there's a possibility. We've spent way too much time on this, Chaz. Shall we move ahead?
Yeah, let's move ahead.
All right, let's move to the next story, which is, oh my goodness, the Mortal Kombat trailer has dropped. Blood, guts, red band trailer. I can't show it. We'll get demonetized. I want to know what you think about this, Chaz. Mortal Kombat, get over here.
I'm excited.
Me too. I'm so excited for this. Can we talk about specifics of the trailer? Because yeah, they introduced a ton of characters, and we can talk about the that's going to be a lot, a lot to take in. This has to be at least a 2.5 hour movie if they're going to really give all of these characters some good justice, and we're first learning about them. But
yeah, it looks like they're going the origin
knife.
Well, it looks like they're going the origin route too, because we see how Jax loses his arms.
Mm-hmm. That's like the first R-rated thing with that. Sub-Zero freezes his arms and then just snaps them right off. Ooh.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm excited. Did you know anything about the video games? Like, do you know the storyline of the video games?
I played some of the video games. Yeah, I played them as a kid when my parents went around and I could, and I played them when I was an adult and could, and was happy about it. I got a sneeze. Keep going.
Because in the first movie, so a lot of people were wondering like, why is Sub-Zero a bad guy in this? Because he is claimed to be the villain from the filmmakers himself. In the first game, he was actually the villain, and he was killed by Scorpion. And then the second game, his brother, like the Sub-Zero we all love, comes back and get revenge of that. And his brother, the bad guy, actually becomes Noob Saibot eventually. So
yeah. Well, Alan wants to know, and this is kind of a crossover because on the button mashing episode that I was on, we were talking about video game adaptations and whether they're good or not and what ones are good. And honestly, yeah, Alan, I'm actually excited for this. Mainly, I don't think I'm excited for it to be bad, because I think that this has the opportunity to kind of be like The Raid, but with Mortal Kombat characters. So as long as you can give me some really good fighting, some really good action sequences, and a little bit of character development, at least make sure that your lead is strong, right? Give us a strong lead, give us a strong villain. Then I think that's all we could really ask for with this. What is the bar? Jumanji? It's got to at least hit what Jumanji did to be considered like very successful video game adaptation.
I don't know. I mean, I think Tomb Raider is a very good
Tomb Raider. We could always say Tomb Raider.
The remake. I'm not saying the Angelina Jolie one. I'm talking about
the remake though, since it's not really been moved into like another sequel, or it doesn't seem like a lot of announcements are out for it.
Yeah, but I think that set the foundation, like the bar higher, like the expectations for actual games based off video, or actual movies based off video games. I don't think Jumanji is based off an actual video game. It might be based off a board game, but not like a video game itself. The issue Mortal Kombat runs into though is how weird the universe already is, because there's different dimensions and stuff.
Yeah.
And seeing how cheesy the 90s were, like, I mean, it might be hard to adapt to that, but like you said,
Have
as
you
long
watched
as there's
the first Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
What did you think of it? I've heard it's pretty good. Most people are okay.
I'm biased.
With it.
I'm biased. It's nostalgic.
Yeah.
But to say it doesn't have issues now, like, dude, that movie would not stand time. But
I want to check that out this week. I'm going to watch it.
You should. It's fun. And you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. I hope it's good. I can only hope for the best. If the plot's okay at the best, at least give us the action. And it looks like they're going full on R-rated. I mean, obviously, like it was a red band trailer. I don't think they were released a normal trailer. Like it was just full on like, yo, here's some fatalities. Boom.
Yeah, the red band trailer was their trailer. They were like, come on. You know that we're going to... Yeah. Okay, so Tomb Raider 2 is actually in development. They're writing a script. I like hearing those things. I hope that they end up doing a little more with what they did with the first movie. Like the first movie was fine, but I think they do need to level up a little bit, and I'm not sure. No pun intended, because it's a video game adaptation. But Mortal Kombat, I'm excited for it. This is the first trailer, and it's coming out next month.
Yep, April 16th. HBO Max and theaters.
Yeah. April 16th. I thought it was March, like late March.
No, it's April. They're releasing Godzilla first.
Oh, that was the one. Godzilla. My bad.
Godzilla's the March release.
Well, let us know what you guys think about the trailer. Definitely check it out if you're not squeamish. Blood Knife. Why didn't we talk about Blood Knife yet?
I was gonna say, I'm like, dude, can we talk about the moment, like the cinematic peak of that whole movie is like the fight between two people that we all love, like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, right? Like those are the characters people associate Mortal Kombat with the most. And the fact they both say their fucking lines like, I am Sub-Zero, right? And by the way, I think Warner Brothers has this obsession of saying, I am. Because, you know, Batman is like, I am vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
This Warner is like, I am Sub-Zero. And then we have Scorpions Get Over Here. By the way, I think it's Get Over Here. I think it could have been a little bit more, you know, but like for what we got, I'm excited. Dude, and like he fucking freezes blood in midair and like builds a nice wall. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. No, I love that so much. It was such a cool like three point like attack. It was like stab him, slice the blood, freeze the blood, stab him again, kick him into an ice wall.
Yep.
Ba-boom. Well, you did mention Batman, so it's time that we have to discuss. That's right.
Oh, God.
The Justice League Snyder Cut did release its next two final trailer. There's a rumor that there's going to be one more surprise drop later before it's actually released. So we have our first look at Jared Leto's Joker. We have our first look at Darkseid. We have our look at a real good look at the black suit Superman, which honestly I'm a big fan of. They had a few reveals in this trailer, and I'm sure Chaz knows all about them because he was very excited to watch it. Chaz, what do you think about first? Without any, hold on. Let me just stop you already. I'm going to stop you right now. Be unbiased. Be unbiased, Chaz.
Okay.
No bias at all.
Okay, so we want my thoughts.
You've watched the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman?
Yeah, I have it. I actually own that one.
Okay, you've watched Man of Steel?
Yes.
You see where this is going?
Absolutely not.
You don't see where this film is going.
I really fucking don't, dude.
It's a different film. It just is a different movie.
I honestly, here's the thing too. Justice League is so forgettable. I don't remember much that happened in there besides like Flash's little slow motion and Superman stopping him. That's pretty much the most I remember from Justice League.
Yeah, that scene where Superman does his fight with everybody.
But like a lot of
Batman doing the weird like laying on the ground pose.
Yeah, well, and like a lot of the action in the new Snyder Cut thing, like I'm glad that he's getting his voice heard. I'm happy for all that, but like it was so incomprehensible. And then at the very end, they show the Joker, and I'm just like, and it's obviously a dream sequence. Like that's like, yeah,
he said we live in a society, Chaz. He did the meme.
Zack Snyder trolled everybody, dude. Zack Snyder trolled.
He totally knew that we would like it, though. You know, I was actually pretty cool with it.
Did you like it?
What is up, man? Thank you for joining. Yeah, I did like it. At first, I was like, they really couldn't come up with anything more original. And then it kind of clicked in where I was like, oh, wait, it's the meme. Okay, he's using the meme because he knew that if you put that in this trailer, it would get very far as like view count and trending and stuff like that. And plus, let's be honest, Zack Snyder knows he's polarizing. You know, to think that he's not kind of trying to troll a little bit.
Yeah, And like I will say, I like Jared Leto's look in this. It's away from the Suicide Squad. Like that's my main criticism of the Joker in the Suicide Squad was the visual look. I'm like, why the fuck would you ever give him tattoos and grilled teeth? Like it just felt really weird. This one looked a lot more darker. But here's the thing, though, dude. The photo they released of the Joker, like before before the trailer dropped, like 2 days before it dropped or whatever, he's sitting like in this I don't know, kind of like a insane asylum spot, right? And I was expecting to see that in the trailer to see how they tie him in, but they're going to tie him in through a fucking dream sequence because that's what that looks like. Did you play
the Arkham games?
I did, but here's the thing: there's no build up between him and Batman in the Snyder verse.
Yeah, of course, because they've never met in person. So this is kind of their only real way to include him without it seeming cheesy. And it's not just a dream sequence. From what I understand, he's actually working alongside Batman in this, like in the nightmare. I don't know if it's a sequence or just one random scene or something. He's apparently involved, like wherever the timeline is at this point, he's actually with Batman working with him. Whether or not there's some dream narration, I can see, because here's the things that we need established, right? If let's say you want to make the perfect interaction with these two characters specifically, we need an answer about Robin, or we need an explanation about Robin. That's the first thing I want to hear out of Joker's mouth. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what happened to all of that. I want to know why Batman decided it's cool to start shooting. And from there, I want to see why he's hanging out with him. You know, what that situation is. They can do that without him yelling "hunka hunka." Then I think they've made something better than Suicide Squad. Let me
tell you something. There's a rule in cinema.
Oh, God.
It's called.
Oh my God! Film school, sons.
I know. Here's the thing. God! It's very simple. It's called show, don't tell. If they tell us what happened, then why the fuck did they not show us what happened?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Chaz. I didn't have any idea what you're talking about. I didn't go to film school, so I don't understand the show them to hell. I don't know about that. You feel me? I'm so sorry if any of you had a Southern accent that I just insulted.
Also, I want to add one more thing. The fact they threw him at the very end. It's so misplaced, dude. Like I'm like, what the fuck does that have anything to do with the trailer?
It's not. It's to show you, hey, this guy's here. You've heard it. You've heard the rumors. It's true.
But so what did you learn from the trailer?
What did I learn from it personally?
What's your takeaway? What's the whole story about?
Well, I don't think there's too much. You can't tell me that because I've read a ton of the.
If it's 4 hours long, what's the story?
Well, here's the thing. The first BVS was a dream sequence. This is supposed to be actually like a look into the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
So not necessarily he was dreaming and then Flash shows up halfway through it, like screaming at him, but there's actually something more substantial to it. But here's what I want to get off of though real quick, because maybe this isn't the right time to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's talk critics versus the DC fandom.
No, there's no versus
DC fandom, because I got issues with both sides.
Yeah, but I don't think
sides are being turds.
I don't think there's an issue between them. What's causing the issue is that the fan base can't accept that Snyder's not the best. Like the Snyderverse is not the best superhero.
That's the thing, because you keep painting it first. I want to shit on them first, so you don't shit on them first. I get to
shit on them first.
And let me preface by saying it's not everyone. I know what like the true like heart of the Snyder fandom is, and it's actually pretty beautiful. Like the fact that they're able to raise so much money for suicide awareness, the fact that they were able to make this movement happen. Like everybody said this would not happen, but the fact that they were able to do it is pretty incredible.
But the way they did that by bullying and being a bunch of fucking turd nuggets.
That's not the way that that's
literally how the Snyder Cut became into existence, dude. It's because they were trolling everybody saying that there was a Snyder Cut. And they became assholes and sending death threats to all the critics who said there's no such thing.
Oh shit. You know what? You keep jumping the gun, asshole. I'm painting a story and I'm trying to make it make sense. But here you come in throwing TNT at all of my plans, blowing them up, so I have to backtrack and try to be like, oh, but you know what, Jay? I'm broken. Oh my god.
Okay, talk. I'll mute
No!
myself. That way I can't
My
interrupt you.
turn. My turn. Okay, cool. So, what is the problem? What is the problem here? I think, truly and honestly, that the movement came from genuine, like, looking to help him create his finish his vision, and by trying to bring awareness to suicide prevention, all of the great things, right? Just like there are crazy people on both sides of the political spectrum, there are both sides on this side that are on both ends that are crazy. The death threats, I know critics that got death threats, and over stupid shit. Like, you gave a negative review for a DC film, like Shazam, and that caused so many issues with me looking at the fandom, taking them seriously, because now it just went to infighting. However, here's where the fandom started to, I guess, try to go for moral superiority, which is what both of them are doing at this point. One of them saying they abused us, the other one saying they've always dismissed us, and nobody really coming to the table trying to get along, because anytime Zack Snyder posts something, you only get one extreme from both sides. And anybody that says, I'm excited for it, someone will throw out a witty comment that's like, well, I don't know about that. Or vice versa. Somebody says, I'm really not sure about how these special effects look with Cyborg. And someone being like, you're just trashing the creative genius of Zack Snyder. Almost in a cult-like mentality. That stuff, never good in any fandom.
It is cult-like. That's why. That's
the stuff that creeps me out. Here, look above. Look at, oh, well, I can't really do it. You can cut here. Maybe. Look at those. Look at those Batman. I'm a Batman fan, and no one can take that from me.
Right.
I'm upset at my fellow Batman fans. I'm breaking everything because y'all are just yelling about stupid shit, and I'm tired of it. Both ends. That's the end of the speech. Trailer was okay. Aspect ratio is dumb.
I don't understand the aspect ratio argument.
That's how they're going to release it, because that was supposed to be like the IMAX look.
I don't understand. Like, it looked fine to me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it looked garbage.
I did watch it on my phone though, so maybe that's an issue. Should I watch this
Nolan film? I'm sure you're okay.
Yeah, should I watch the whole Snyder cut on my phone?
Yes, I believe you should. Or actually, Jay actually proposed that we all do a watch party of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then do the Justice League. So I think that's possible. What do you think? As I tilt this back to normal. Sorry, I freaked out. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I agree. There's good on them, and like you said, the suicide awareness is really powerful, especially because that was Snyder's.
But let's be real. I fucking hate them, because anytime I give something that's like, I don't know about this, even though I'm generally a pretty big DC fan, I still get shit on. And then I try to go to the other side and I get shit on from the other party. You can't be just, let's see what happens. It's got to be a definitive side, and it pisses me off.
I just want to propose something. The biggest rumor of this before it was announced that they were actually going through with it was that there was a complete version of the Snyder Cut. I think that has been proven false, as they gave him $70 million to shoot additional footage, CGI, and all this stuff. And the fact they had to reshoot the Joker to include him in, I think that shows that there was no finished Snyder Cut. There's an assembly cut somewhere out there. Probably.
And that's the thing that the fucking critics do that they need to shut the fuck up about.
No, I'm just saying.
Who cares? Who cares anymore?
Because
nobody cares anymore.
Existence.
It's not a big deal anymore.
I know,
the fact is,
now
it's
we're getting
here.
it. But
judge it on what it is now.
Now let me ask you this then: the fact that they bullied this into existence. I'm going to use that phrase.
You see, you keep saying it like that, but they didn't bully the studio into it. They got this hashtag going. They got all of the cast and crew to retweet something at a certain time. This was something that they were trying to make the studio heads take a look at and see. And what they've been able to do with Ray Fisher and the I Stand With Ray Fisher movement, as well as identifying Amber Heard as being the crap poop bed person that she is, because she was shitting on beds, right? That was a thing. We can all, she shit on beds. You can look it up. Or even talking about Joss Whedon and how they were treated on Justice League. Now, wouldn't you want an abusive director that came into a film that they already had essentially a rough engine what's the first an assembly cut. We can all agree it was is an assembly cut without the effects.
Right.
Had something that they liked, that they all were into. Change everything. Was abusive on set. Reportedly locked Gal Gadot in a room and said if she didn't do the scene where Ezra Miller falls on her, that he will ruin her career. Finding out even more stuff from the Buffy set, from all of this thing. Like, there are so many good things that the Snyder Cut fans have done. I just wish you guys were smart enough to also reflect that with the people that you consider your enemies, like the critics. And critics, I wish you would just let people enjoy what they want to and not see an entire group as an abusive faction that's as bad as like QAnon. Because often it feels like critics put them in that light, and I don't like that either.
Well, then they shouldn't go after critics and send death threats for writing a bad review.
Yeah, because
it's
the us versus them attitude.
No. I'm just saying
both are bad right now.
The extreme cult of the Snyder.
Sure.
There's
extreme
no
cult
film
critics that are sending death threats to Zack Snyder fans. That's not a thing.
No,
that's totally on them.
And when they block them because they're being harassed, they create new accounts and harass the critics even more. Like it's it's that toxic.
People, and that's where I wish the DC fandom would actually go after them.
Right.
Clean your faction. Same with critics.
Let me ask you a question then, because like I think we can agree this movement has toxicity on it. I mean, it's just there is toxic stuff within. It's like the Star Wars with the.
No one's going to go into this movie impartial. Everybody
right.
will have a formed opinion likely by the time that they press play.
Right, and it honestly reminds me of Star Wars, where either you loved it or you didn't, and if you hated it, you fucking trashed anybody, right? But my question to this then is like, what the fact that this got made, which is great and all, because Snyder's getting his voice heard. Like, I mean, like you said, there's all this good stuff to it. Like, what does that enable for future projects? The
same thing that they enabled when they released the Richard Donner cut of Superman. That's thing.
It's not the same though.
Oh, that's very much the same.
That's not the same.
The director had a complete version, and then a whole different film happened.
Right.
It's the same. It's the same situation. They just didn't have social media, and they didn't have a fandom. You know what I mean?
Right, but they got released on
being like,
it got released on its own, whereas there was a lot of bullying in this. That's what I'm saying. And like, I know when you and I talked about this before, you brought up the Blade Runner cuts.
They got it bullying. I consider how they treated people bullying, but not how they got it. They didn't get it from bullying.
Dude, they got it from bullying.
I wouldn't say that. I would say it was because of their tenacity for hashtagging, knowing how to juke the Twitter stats. Like, that's what they were doing. Maybe you could call it manipulating.
And manipulating.
You can maybe call it manipulating the stats and trying to really make a noise heard, putting up billboard signs everywhere, doing stuff like that, right?
Right.
You can agree with that. But they weren't doing it by going after critics. That's not because of it's and they did this.
Oh, and it definitely contributed to it.
If anything, it made it worse because it made people not want to do anything about it.
I hope it doesn't enable
people even more divided, and probably made the studio heads way more hesitant to want to put it out because it's like these petulant children want to have.
They should just fucking moved on then and just let it be a troll movement at that time. But like I said, I'm glad that all this.
There were good people that were also doing it too.
Right. No, but I'm just saying.
QAnon. The thing that bugs me is that people are looking at this like
they are fucking QAnon, dude. They're cool. It's a cult mentality. It's the cult mentality. If you're in a cult, if you have the cult mentality.
Are you excited for Matt Reeves' Batman?
No, yes, I am. But I'm not going to fan. I'm not going to troll people. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to be a fucking asshole about it.
I know, but you're a DC fan.
Like, for example,
you love the Dark Knight trilogy.
Like, for example, I didn't like Batman versus Superman. Like initially, right? And then they're like ultimate cut. I'm like, okay, fine. I think it's okay. But I didn't like that was never bullied into existence. Dude, Justice League was so bullied into existence that we're getting it 5 years later because people are being fucking assholes.
You know, we're gonna make it completely political now. I've changed my mind. Now it's political. Yeah. So let's say
you should have done the court.
The DC fandom is the Republican Party, right? At the beginning. And we were the Republican Party back when it was like Bush and Cheney.
No, you can't make this political. No,
hear me out. So it was Bush and Cheney, right? And you know, we were on the winning team. We weren't getting like swing hits, but you know, the Dark Knight trilogy happened. Things were going good. But then suddenly the Tea Party showed up. And it was the crazy Zack Snyder fans that liked to attack people, right? The people we don't like that were doing the attacks. Not the Zack Snyder fans that were like, I like his stuff. It's cool visuals. Not so bad. but like the ones that are like, if you didn't like this, I'm coming after you. They evolved and they grew. And the more that people started dismissing them, the bigger they got. Does it sound familiar now?
Yes, it does.
Yes. That's why people, I think, are starting to get to compare the two. And honestly, it's just toxic fandom. At the end of the day, it's toxic fandom.
Right.
And that happens everywhere, which is why I'm segueing into
wait,
the
wait,
next
wait,
story.
wait.
It's 40 minutes long.
That's fine. Hold on. Wait. I'm just saying that the cult-like mentality is what makes people hate them. And to say that they don't have a cult-like mentality is a lie. Like, I mean, they do have a cult-like mentality.
We've been
and I'm just saying
from the beginning.
I just hope that the cult-like mentality doesn't follow every major project, because it's within Star Wars too. I mean, it was announced a couple days ago, Rian Johnson's still doing 3 films, and people were like, fuck Rian Johnson, you know? Like, all of a sudden it became a toxic thing. And I understand I might contribute to the toxicity. Like, I'm being aware of that. Like,
well, you're in your own toxic fandom with Denis Villeneuve. Everyone's in their own, like,
nobody
kind
hates Denis Villeneuve, though.
I know, but like, Arrival wasn't that good. See, look at his face. Right then, he wanted to post my full address on Reddit.
I just want to have people come after me. Debate. No, I would never do that.
I'm just kidding. No. But let's move into the next story, because it's not DC fans I only want to shit on people. I want to shit on everybody today. Let's talk about Martin Scorsese recently with his remarks talking about the definition of content and precisely what that means in a streaming world, and how it, in his words, demeans and kind of denigrates the art form of cinema. Now, Chaz, you're a cinema man with a cinema plan.
Yes.
I don't know what that means, right? But I'm correct, right?
Yes.
What do you think of Scorsese saying this? And what do you think about the Marvel fans who weren't even addressed in this, deciding to just go on Twitter and attack Scorsese again? Talk about a toxic fandom. Those people are cray-cray.
I'm not
crazy people.
I'm not familiar with what exactly he said. I'm looking into it.
Well, you know how the Marvel versus Scorsese thing started, right?
Yeah, because he said superhero films
they were amusement park rides.
Yeah. He's not wrong. I mean, there are entertainment. I mean, that's what exactly it is.
That's the thing. He's not wrong. But they're like, oh, yeah, all your stuff are gangster movies. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'll be on record saying that I don't think he does a great job directing horror-esque films.
Oh, sure.
I think he does do fine with like crime dramas, to say the least. But
you're someone who has pioneered filmmaking and has been in the industry as long as he has, he can say whatever he wants. Okay, leave him alone.
Spielberg also said superhero films are going to be the new westerns, because back in the day, westerns flooded the market. And they were entertainment. You know, people loved westerns. People still do. And now that neo-westerns are coming back, they're making a comeback.
Our John Wayne. And I don't mean that in the way where the episode where we found out he was racist or anything.
Right.
Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Good times. Check out that episode. That was a fun one.
What was that, like episode 13 or something?
Yeah, it was pretty early on. I remember, because it was like, oh man, we're going to trigger some people. That's what I thought when I was going on. Little did we know that this episode would show up where I just cut to the Danny DeVito meme. So anyway, I start blasting.
Dude, I don't know.
I'm looking at everybody like,
how do you get a job here, there fuckface?
I kind of view people hating on Scorsese for saying this, or they're the same people. Right, for example, there is this weird thing that I found through TikTok that Gen Z hates millennials.
Yeah,
and it's
that's a fun little segue. Gen Z hating millennials.
Yeah, dude, Gen Z hates millennials, and hearing how they talk about millennials is how they're talking about, is how a lot of the split fans are talking about Scorsese, saying that he's too old, he doesn't understand all this stuff. Dude, by the way, can we just say that he just cast his new film? And it was rumored to be Leonardo, and then it turns out it's Jesse Plemons, like a total 180.
I know, right? That's exciting.
How cool is that?
Jesse Plemons, he's making moves. You know what I mean?
Dude,
he's making moves. And
Judas and the Black Messiahs, he's prime in that.
Oh, okay, you saw it. That's awesome. I'm glad you got to see that. Did you see I Care a Lot?
I have not. Is it on Netflix?
Dude, check that movie out. Oh, it's so much fun. And people have already kind of commented, why do you think that's fun? You're kind of a sick person. But I really enjoyed watching it.
What are your thoughts though on Scorsese? Like, what are your thoughts with Twitter going crazy on Mr.
I think this is another side of a toxic fandom where anything that seems like an intentional or unintentional slight to what they love, they have to come out in their full force, in their full gear, being like, no, 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 no. When really, you can just move on with your life and realize that this is an incredible genius filmmaker that is just giving his 2 cents, which he's allowed to do at this point. It's not like he's tweeting it and like adding the Russo brothers or like trying to blast Marvel. He goes and writes actual thoughtful pieces and is interviewed and is given thoughtful answers. And I don't know, the callousness of these fans, and maybe it's just the old man in me being like, respect your fucking elders, but like, respect your fucking elders, you know?
Okay, have you noticed too? Like, let's take it Martin Scorsese for example, or even Denis Villeneuve, right? They don't have social media accounts at all.
Did you just fucking throw Denis Villeneuve? Oh my god, dude!
I did. I fandom, dude. I know it's down.
See,
but
that's what people don't like about the Zack Snyder stuff. So there's the familiarity there.
But here's
like,
the thing.
Oh man, visionary filmmakers like Zack Snyder or
right. But they're able to stoke the flames though, right? Because I mean, it's great that they can interact with their fans one-on-one. That's what's great about social media. That's what that has enabled. Sure. But there's also, so I think social media just in general is very toxic because we forget that we have influence on it, especially if if you have big names like that, you're going to have influence on it, right? I mean, especially if you look at the recent firing that Lucasfilms did.
We can say her name. Didn't we talk about it a little bit? Have we talked about it?
We haven't talked about it. No.
Man, this episode is just tons of catch up on news because we don't really do news as much, I suppose. No, but this week there's just a lot that I wanted to say.
Yeah, but I mean, like how she got fired, and that became political out of nowhere. And it's just like it wasn't okay. She made it political too. That's the thing. It got political because she made it political. It had nothing to do with Hollywood being liberal or anything like that. It's just that she was being a fucking asshole, comparing like I don't know. I don't want to go into it because it pisses me off, and I don't know, dude. I don't know. But the thing is that she has social media to stoke those flames, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if they don't have social media to stoke those flames. Then what? Then everything dies down. Like news breaks, it dies
really
down.
Is like if you just maybe keep your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah,
your life can sometimes be better, and that's a lesson that everybody can learn, especially when it comes to quarantine stuff. Like we're all going a little crazy, and we all have reacted negatively to something that we've seen. Everybody has. I don't see one person that hasn't been like, "What the fuck?" at one point or time. So, with that said, I do apologize to everyone I've attacked. I don't mean to attack you. I'm here to help you all. Like civility, rationality. That's all I want. I don't want to keep being yelly.
Well, for example, I mean, I thought today, I don't know if I even told you this. I thought I was going to be put in Facebook jail because I got into arguments.
It a weird feeling?
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, because I got reported.
For what? What did you do? Should we say it on air or should we talk after?
I'll say it on air. I called a bunch of anti-maskers dumb fucking assholes.
Okay.
And they reported me, and they're like, you can't say all that stuff. This is Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but you're literally spewing your own shit. Now it's your friend. Before Facebook was the enemy. Like, make up your fucking mind.
Don't care about your feelings stuff or whatever.
I know. And so I thought I was going to get put in Facebook jail. And then like it changed everything in my podcast. So I had to send Michael, like the guest on there, to like all the links. I'm like, in case I get put in Facebook jail, here's all the links. Have fun, like I didn't know.
No, for sure.
I'm not in it yet, so I think I'm in the clear. But it's just I deleted my comment. It is, and I deleted my comment because I'm like I reacted poorly. I understand that. Even on Twitter, dude, I need to go purge all my tweets because there's a lot of stuff on there that like makes me look so douchebaggy.
Oh wow,
that's
you can't
what
say
it is.
That on air. Everybody's gonna look through them and start retweeting them.
Well, you
better go now.
Retweet away. There's something. There has to be something on there where I'm just like, yeah, there it is. There's that one thing.
You stay off air, dude. Wow, they're horrifying. Like real Cruella de Vil shit that you have.
Oh God, I don't know. I think Martin Scorsese. He's like the grandpa of cinema, and I will watch anything he puts out. I mean, Not every film he puts out is my favorite necessarily, but
Mhm.
like he knows his stuff. He's one of the godfathers of cinema. I mean, like it's just what it is. Like we learned so much from him.
Just respect your elders and don't assume that you're getting attacked personally when it's
Right.
about a film. Like
Right.
that's the weirdest thing, to be like personally attacked on behalf of a company. That's such a weird thing, right?
Yeah, but I just want to phrase real quick. If we're going into the next segue anytime soon, if
I
I
love
think
what
it's,
you love and we love you.
it's the segue, I might piss off some people. So,
Oh boy. Well, are we gonna? Yeah, we are gonna go into the next thing, which is WandaVision, episode 7. 50 minutes into the episode, we're finally gonna talk about episode 7, do a little bit of a recap, and talk about the 2000 to 2010s era episode. So we're basically going for Modern Family, and we're also having a little bit of The Office with the intro. Wanda is kind of relaxing or resting, quarantining herself, as she said. I don't know if they had that written in before or after the quarantine started. That'd be kind of funny if they did afterwards. But they were like, I'm quarantining myself. Agnes shows up, takes the kids, brings them to babysit or whatever while she rests. Vision has kind of recovered from everything and is meeting Darcy at the circus, and she's all tied up and chained up like she's a character in the show. Brain warps her, she kind of shocks out of it, and they are heading over to go to Wanda. That's basically the two parallel story arcs with it. But what were you thinking, I guess, about, and like, just keep following the trend, where does it go from there? Or what are your thoughts so far?
I don't know. I watched this. I just finished it. I can't say it with a clear. I
didn't
did.
even watch it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You have one job. You have one job to do.
I watched it. I have stuff to say about it. I just don't want to. I don't want to get all the details wrong because I had to work too. So like keep that in mind.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do our spoiler alert. So let's go ahead. So sorry, people. We definitely spoiled some shit when we should not have.
Awkward.
I think I'm gonna cry. I feel so bad. No, I don't. You guys, at this point, if you don't know that we're gonna spoil the WandaVision stuff at episode 7 of our recaps, that's on you at this point. Unless you're new, thanks for joining. But after they do drop off at the babysitters, there's little things that you start to like piece together. Like when the kids are being babysat by her, they were which kid was it? Wiccan was complaining about hearing so many voices in his head, but when he's with her, suddenly he doesn't hear any, and he makes a point to saying, you sound empty, like there's nothing I can hear inside of you. As well, there's a fly. There's a really crazy shot up close of a fly, which I already know. I know what that means. But the big reveal that ends up happening is that Agnes is actually the controlling the whole thing. Like she is the mastermind, possibly the main villain of this, as Agatha Christie, I believe. Yep, Agatha. And because of that, a lot of people are speculating that she could be working for either Nightmare or Mephisto. Mephisto is literally Satan in the Marvel universe. So we've got witchcraft. We've got multiple witches on this, and now we know that Wanda wasn't in control of a lot of the stuff that was happening, and that it was actually her that was controlling a lot of stuff. There's an end credit scene where Monica Rambeau, which we didn't really talk about her character. She tries to ram a car through the wall like a nice that's the best way I could put it, right? They get a battering ram of a car, try to ram it straight through. She realizes that because she's already passed through it, that she can go through again. And they did mention this before because they were saying that her DNA had already been changing. And if she went through again, it could change completely. Darcy warns her about this in the previous episode. So she decides that she's going to take the risk and burst through it, giving her abilities now, whether they're mutant abilities, whether they will last when the bubble closes, or if it closes, we don't know for sure. But she gets to Wanda and she's like, look, they were after Vision's body. They were trying to do something, and Wanda's not hearing any of it. Agatha takes her into a house. Oh, is there witchcraft? Chaz just looked around like a ghost just slapped him in the face.
No, I thought I felt my apartment shake a little bit. You're good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I just saw your webcam shake a little bit. Oh, that was you.
Elbow. That's my elbow. Yeah.
Jeez, don't do that to me, man. How about how crazy would that be if an earthquake happened during live? Let's knock on whatever is around us.
Yeah, like almost a year exactly from our last earthquake.
Hey, and I was experiencing them a year before anybody else. And so when I was telling people that I felt them, they were like, yeah, you're crazy. And the next year, I didn't feel so crazy. I was like, in your faces. Y'all know what's happened now. I felt so like validated. I was like, yes. But yeah, the basic episode with it is like she gets her powers, she's able to defend off Wanda or at least block something, and from there she gets knocked out by whoever Pietro is, because I mean he's clearly working with Agatha, and they clearly are working for somebody. She keeps referencing somebody named Ralph, and there is that fly shot. Now, if you look at this is a big spoiler, so if you don't want anything else spoiled, I'm sorry. You can go. I'll give you like 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ralph was Mephisto's first name, and his first appearance in the comics was as a fly. So that all but confirms that it's going to be Mephisto. But whether he's possessing people or whether they're bringing in people from the multiverse, I'm still not 100% on that. What do you think about that, Chaz?
About the multiverse, I think the end credit scene kind of made it seem like it, because she opens what do you call it, like the cellar door, and it looks very much like the dark verse kind of stuff, like the quantum verse, if you will, with like Ant-Man and stuff. I think that was probably is the portal, if you will, if they're going to go that route. And Evan Peter, what's his name, Pietro, or whatever, however you say Pietro, yeah. He says Snoop. What does he say? Snooper Snoop or something like that.
I think he says that.
No,
Swiper, not swipe. No, he walks up and he's just like,
How do you get a job here, there fuckface?
I think he said Snooper's gonna snoop, something like that.
Oh yeah.
But then it ends. But I don't know, man. I didn't like this episode. So
scene. Do you want to know why I think they have a mid-credit scene in this as opposed to the other ones? Since this is the 2000s to 2010, that was when the MCU started, and that's when post-credit scenes started too.
There's post-credit scenes on sitcoms.
No. I mean, the MCU began during that decade, so that's why they included a mid-credit scene, because it's coming closer and closer to a Marvel film.
Fair.
I think that's pretty dope. I've really enjoyed WandaVision. I know that you are getting kind of tugged back and forth when it comes to each episode. Like some episodes you like, some you don't. I don't get why you wouldn't like this one, because it really gave you much more answers.
It's the writing, dude.
Actually ramped up more.
It's the writing, and like, I mean, the scene where she does go through, right? The fucking battering ram, wherever you want to call it, the Batmobile looking tank thing.
It looked a little bit more like Mr. Freeze's car in Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. Pulling a picture up of that now.
Like, that's not able to penetrate it. And then all of a sudden she's like, I'll walk through it. I know you said the DNA thing, but like, if you miss a DNA thing, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, it makes no sense to me. It just seems ass backwards. And the writing between Darcy and Jim, is it Jim? No, the guy who plays Jim in The Office. What's his name?
Who is he?
He's the other funny guy.
You're making me do this at a bad time. Hang on.
No, not Krasinski.
That's basically the car, is it not?
Yeah, that's basically the car.
Yep. Who's that Freeze? It's Mr. Freeze. That's what they saying when they ram through. But the car doesn't make it through. That's a very important distinction, because she's been able to make it through.
Right.
They explained it. You were saying that they weren't explaining it in
I don't need it to be explained like that, though, you know. Oh, by the way, I'm talking about Jimmy Woo. That's who I'm talking about. But it's his dialogue with Darcy, or with Wanda, or with Rambo, whatever. It's just exposition dumps, and like they're talking to the audience like we're fucking stupid at that point. And then like it literally,
there's a lot of catch up with the characters that we already are caught up on, sure, but they need to do that for the rest of the thing to make sense.
But they explain everything that they don't show. That's what I'm saying. It's always show, don't tell. They don't show. They don't fucking show. Dude,
They
No.
showed.
I think
actors
honestly,
being
this is
behind
probably
all of
my.
it. They literally
This is my.
cut to her in every single episode.
This is my second least favorite episode.
Wow, I completely disagree.
I know.
I think my second
honestly,
favorite,
I
my least
almost
favorite
tweeted.
episode was the first one.
But here's the thing: I almost tweeted being like, and I didn't. Maybe I won't say it on air. I'll hold off on that. But I was gonna be critical just because, like, dude, there's people who can maybe write better.
Wow, bro. I took out my earbud. I don't even want to hear you no more. I'm just gonna sit here. Okay, I'll put it back in. Somebody commented on one of my reviews. Look at this guy with licorice in his ear. That's a very weird thing, person, to say that about headphones. But I actually kind of liked it. I thought it was a funny comment. Is that all you want to say about this, Debbie Downer?
It just seems like they don't know where they're going with it. It seems like they're trying to throw left. I know. Here's the thing: it just seems like they're throwing left curveballs like everywhere, every chance they can get. But dude, But then they try to backtrack and explain why they did it, and like they never let it be. Like they undo so much of like what they build up. And like I know in IndieWire, for example, has been kind of critical of the last couple of episodes.
IndieWire's been stupid though with their criticism.
I don't know, dude.
I actually feel episodic because it's an episodic show.
No, but I get where they're going with that though. Like I don't know how to explain it right now. Like let me think about it for like a week. Maybe next episode I can like expand on that. But
here's your challenge: prepare something. Prepare arguments. Because usually when we do this, we come at each other without anything prepared, and it's usually just a lot of screaming, right?
But
we never have anything prepped. I wish I had prepped for my attacks on Marvel and DC fans. Like we're never gonna get anything from this show now. If I had sounded a little more eloquent, but I didn't.
No, I think what you said though is that there's assholes on both sides.
Well, yeah, but that also sounds a little Trumpy too, doesn't it?
No, there's assholes on both sides.
Doing there's great people on both sides. I don't want to come across that way, and I feel like it might have a little bit, but I think my points are still valid. That y'all are being shits. At least when it comes to your outward social media reactions, everybody likes to be on the trolling side. Is that correct? But some of the trolls are like death threat trolls. Here's a
counter argument then. For those who troll the Snyder...
Damn, how do we get to this again? We need to close.
For those who troll the Snyder Cut stuff,
I'm excited. For
maybe if they didn't make such easy trolled material, then like they wouldn't be trolled.
If they want to love what they love, they can love what they love. Now that his whole thing is out, right? It's going to be out. Maybe they'll continue it. Maybe they won't. If they won't, I don't see them doing another release, whatever Snyder movement. Like whatever they have now, they have.
He's done with the DC verse.
What about this? What if we all end up kind of liking it? After this, I want to play for you a bit of the score. Have you heard some of the music of it yet?
No.
Okay, I'm going to play you a bit of the score, and you can tell me what you think about it. It has a cool Mad Max vibe to it that I was really into. But
it's the same composer.
No, it's not. It's a totally different one.
It's the same composer.
Not. Sorry, I meant totally different from the first Justice League.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying like it's Junkie XL. Right?
It's so easy to just be like no to you. You know what I mean?
No, dude.
No.
Can we talk real quick? The meme snapshot or whatever of Curb Your Enthusiasm on Twitter that I posted.
Can that be our ending?
Do you want to pull it up?
We have to say it like at the same time or something. That we can only do it at the same time when we're both in studio though. So for this one I'll have to say it as our closing or something.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and plug your stuff though. Over and under Artist Exposed. Where else can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on there. I actually talk with Michael Belf, who is the director of They Live Inside Us and the Witching Seasons films that people love on YouTube. Yeah, dude. Great episode. Tune in on that and tune in next week because I have another cool guest. So
yes, and of course check out all the reviews on Patrick Beatty Reviews. We put out a lot of them. We talked about some real stinkers and a very fun movie with Rosamund Pike that I think people will enjoy. We got Pat Chats coming on Monday where I interviewed my producer for Good Things Utah, Curtis Booker. So that's going to be a really fun show. And yeah, anything else that you guys want to see on the show, leave comments down below. Thank you again so much as always for watching. Fuck you, Chaz, and I'll see you tomorrow.